In this video because the trailer has just came out for season 6. I am excited, however, I actually record this beforehand and to get my initial reaction, like I always do, like for every single season I always get my initial reaction. I normally go on with parties like with people, but no one was obviously online today. Um and we all watched it like in our own times. But I watched it live and I was obviously under the perception of a new map, and I was very annoyed and disappointed earlier because obviously we're not getting a new map. Or it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting a new map this season, most likely next season or midway through season 6. But yeah, I'm going to play the trailer right now for you guys. It's actually a really good trailer, but obviously with my head kind of being fixated around a new map, I didn't really take in all the good stuff. But I want to talk about some things about the trailer afterwards.
Give me that hot sauce, no ego. Give me that, give me that.
Right, Sheila and I are ready to dance. Are you?
Yeah, I can dance. Who's Sheila?
Alright, so now you guys just seen the trailer. It's really, really good. I actually really like the theme of the season. It's obviously all about graffiti and stuff like that. And obviously this legend, another female character, which I think is really, really good, because if we have a look at the legend screen, there's not many female characters, like compared to obviously male characters in the game, which is obviously very, very good to have a bit of diversity in the game. So very, very cool. And the personality for this legend Rampart, it's so good. It's like it's when people try to make characters, like when people have like their own little ideas, which I do sometimes. It's hard to like make like a unique personality for some legend that hasn't already been done before. And this legend has a unique, very unique personality. The fact that she is so like hyper and all that stuff about her weaponry, like you can see in the trailer, she's hyper about using that to deter it and stuff. And I like how they broke back the kind of lifeline doc type of friendship between, Lifeline has that doc and all that. Like it's like almost like a bond between them. But this time it's like she's a gunner. She obviously is an engineer, but like there is almost like a relationship between her and the weapon itself. Um, and obviously she calls the weapon Sheila. So there is obviously a relationship between her and the weapon that she uses, which I'm assuming is her ultimate. It'll be great. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be like a proper, gunner type of legend, which is just amazing. There's no other legend like her. There's no legend that can deploy a weapon like that you can use like a turret. There's no legend that can do that currently. So here we go. We're gonna get Rampart, and I'm assuming she will have the ability to fix things because there was that ability, but wasn't really shown in the trailer. And there was that little wall that you've seen that allowed bullets to go through the wall from one side, but not from the other. How that will actually work, whether it'll be like side orientated, where if you're on one side you can shoot through and the other side you can't, or whether it's just whatever team puts it down. So if you're on the if say Rampart on your team puts it down, only your team can shoot through, no matter what side it is, and all enemies can't shoot through, then that'll be great. Um, but that defensive thing is gonna be really good. I'm personally not really that into defensive legends. Gibraltar, I can say he's pretty fun to play, but Rampart, she isn't going to be low profile like Watson. I don't think she'll be fortified like Gibraltar and Corsic. She's going to be in the middle. So that's like normally the one downside, personally, for playing Gibraltar, is that you're such a huge target that being defensive, you can't really do that sometimes, because you can't really defend yourself when you're, so huge. You're an easy target, you know what I mean? This Rampart will literally be able to put defenses down and stuff like that, and gunners down, and she's not low profile, she's not fortified, she's in the middle, and she's just gonna... I think this legend's gonna be very, very good. I like what they're doing with these legends on release. They're actually giving them really good abilities. Like Loba last time, like her abilities were like totally different to what we've seen before, and once again they've done it again. So I personally really, really like it. I don't think they should ever release more than one legend per season, because I think they definitely need to keep on sticking with this and just fully fleshing out the legend and the abilities and how they work to make it more, like way, way more unique, you know what I mean, to that legend. But yeah, another defensive legend coming in soon. Also something that really got me hyped, obviously we have that gun, that turret, that is coming in, which obviously people might argue, okay, new weapon, but obviously it's only Rampart that can actually deploy it. I'm assuming everyone in the team can actually use it. So you could argue new weapon. Physically is, but it's only like an helmet, but there is actually a new weapon, and it is the Volt SMG. Something that we have seen in the code and all that stuff and leaks and everything for fucking ages, since season 2, I believe it is. It's insane that it's now coming to Apex. It was actually going to come season 5, but obviously there was like a lot of backlash over... There's a mobile outside. But there was obviously a massive thing of, weapons being like, the pool of weapons being like pretty good right now, so there is no need for another weapon. And obviously a lot of people got annoyed at that. And I think, honestly, if there is no map this season, which it seems like there's going to be no map, it seems like it's just going to be World's Edge based, which I'm fine with. I love World's Edge, so it's actually going to be more fun than Season 5, which was obviously based around Kings Canyon. If it's based around World's Edge and stuff, then perfect. I'm going to be more interested, but it's just I hope there's enough content this season, like quest-wise. Hope that they do better quest-wise, because the quests were actually pretty fun, but I hope to make it more enticing when you read the scripts and stuff afterwards. And I hope everything kind of comes like together, I really want a new map, and I think honestly this is how I personally believe that I should go. Either Season 6 will be the new map, or Season 7 will. There's no in between. They can't add a huge map that they've worked on for a full year in the middle of a season, because it needs a full trailer for it. So what I personally believe will happen is, I'm sad to say, but I think Season 7 will be the new map. Which is annoying, because we've waited like 2 months for it. But I'm not going to get, totally, bogged down and all that, because I think this season is going to be pretty fun. New legend with a lot of new quirks, and something that I didn't have last season is a new weapon, which I cannot complain about. The Volt SMG, a new weapon that we can actually get used to and use, unlike every single other weapon that's been added into the game. The Sentinel, it's a sniper rifle. You're only going to use that if you like using sniper rifles. The charge rifle, same thing. The L-Star really isn't used that much at all. So actually having a weapon now that most people will probably pick up now to use, if it's good enough, it's going to be great. It's actually going to be a new weapon that we can all get excited for, because the Sentinel, people were like, the Sentinel, oh my god, what's this weapon? But that was basically all the excitement, really. It was just, what is this weapon? And that was it. There was nothing really much else after that. But that I'm really excited. Also, there's some new crafting type of mechanic, which if you want to compare it to last season, because I like adding new things, this is equivalent to the charge towers, where I believe like there's going to be these little locations of like where you can essentially go to it, and obviously last season it would be to charge your ultimate, to get your ultimate at full power, which obviously that was last season. They were dotted everywhere around Kings Canyon, but I think this thing, which is the crafting thing, whatever it is, will be based on just World's Edge. So what this crafting thing is there'll be these little areas in the map that you can essentially take this currency or crafting material that you acquire within the game, and you can essentially build yourself a weapon of some sort. I love that idea. I think it's perfect. I think it's really good because obviously RNG, you guys know, like finding a weapon of your type. I mean, I've had so many encounters where I'm like, I really want to get a Prowler with Select Fire, and it's just been so annoying to do. So sometimes when I've got a Select Fire but I haven't found a Prowler yet, if I go to one of them stations, I can craft myself a Prowler. That's obviously if we're thinking of how this is going to be. If we obviously get enough of the material as well. I think it's going to be very, very, very cool. It's going to be a totally new, like, it's going to totally change everything, this, like, crafting thing, I personally believe, because when you open someone's box, it's going to contain all of that crafting material. And essentially you can take that, and you're going to be totally decked out. Now, whether the actual crafting stuff, you actually have to put it in your inventory, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. And how much will that actually cost, I don't know. See, that's when everything's going to become really complicated and stuff, because if you have to use, like, say, 4 slots of your inventory to make one weapon, like, honestly, I wouldn't see much use in that, you know. There wouldn't be much use, personally. But yeah, it's going to be like the charge towers. Like, once you use a charge tower, you essentially have the risk of giving away your position, which sometimes, rarely, you can actually get into a fight because you've used a charge tower and people are nearby, and they've seen that. At which, you know, if you're crafting and stuff at these stations, other teams might also want to go there and craft some stuff. I think it's really, really unique, especially, you know, this new legend is an engineer, so adding this feature, it fits right in, and this whole theme of graffiti and stuff, it's really, really cool. I actually really, really like it. It's just, I hope there's something new. I hope there's something new that we can, like, get really excited for, apart from obviously the new SMG, because I think we'll get used to the new SMG in around about a week, and then it'll just become part of the weapons, and we'll just be like, oh yeah, that's a Volt SMG, I'll use that. You know, that's essentially what's going to happen with that Volt SMG. Plus, as well, the Legend, we'll probably get used to the Legend in about 1 to 2 weeks, and then we'll probably get very used to them, and we'll probably be looking at the next Legend, Volk, after that. So, you know, I hope there's some stuff that can keep us occupied, like the quest. I think the quest is one of the best things that they've added. So yeah, I think I'm very much excited for Season 6, but I'm also excited for Season 7 for that map. I really want that new map. And I obviously know that they are trying so hard to get that map done, but they need a release in Season 7. If they try to release it halfway through Season 6, it's not going to get the publicity, and I think it'll just fail in general. They need to get it fully fleshed out, repair all the bugs with the map, because there is quite a lot of bugs with Olympus. Some person who has connections with Respawn has said that, and he's never been wrong with anything he said in the past. So, yeah, so I'm really excited for Season 6. I will be obviously doing videos explaining how all this different stuff works. I actually personally think that Rampart's abilities will be the best defensive abilities out of any of their characters. And also put into this perspective as well, like there'll be now 3 defensive characters that you can purchase. 𝗏𝗂𝗁𝘂𝗁 and Rampart. 𝗏𝗂𝗁 is the only defensive legend that you don't actually purchase. Which is a little bit weird. Don't know if that's like just meant to be like that, but anyway. There's now going to be a lot of defensive legends. There's not really much else to say. I think this season will be pretty interesting. As for the graffiti hop-up, I have got no clue how the hell that's going to work. It just might be a new hop-up. I don't know. I hope there is some new hop-ups and some new changes to weapons. Hopefully they nerf some weapons that have just been incredibly good. They might nerf the Prowler. You never know. They might totally nerf the Prowler Select Fighter down to the ground and the R9 or whatever. We'll just have to see what happens. And I hope they do this season well. And I hope they work on trying to do a lot of LTMs. I think what they might have in the works, what I personally am believing right now, after all of the criticism of the last season, I think their main objective right now is obviously fixing SBMM, which is obviously in the background. You know, they're obviously fixing that all the time, trying to make it as good as it can. But I think one of the main things that they're doing right now is trying to make it so LTMs are on constant rotation. You know, I think that's going to be one of the big things, that if they do it next season, people are going to be playing all day. You know, they're going to play one day, maybe get bored of one, limited time mode, and then they come back 2 days later, and boom, there's a new one up. Like, that'll just be so cool, you know? Like, fair enough, we'll get bored of one, but like, 2 weeks down the line, we'll probably forget about what that mode was, and then we'll be able to play it again and have the exact same amount of fun as we did the first time. You know, that's how it normally is. When there's a new limited time mode, we'll get extremely excited, even though we played Always Be Closing for a full 2 days in Deja Loot or whatever the hell it was, Deja whatever. That thing ages ago. Even though we played it for 2 days, we probably got bored of it in them 2 days, so that's why we turned the game off. But now it's back again, and then we're getting excited again. So having that full rotation, that'll keep people playing every single day. You know, waiting every single couple of days just to play a new limited time mode, you know? So that's something that I believe they are probably working on right now. Because that'll just keep everyone playing, you know? So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy Season 6. I was obviously very, very critical earlier on when I was doing my first reaction. I'm not going to be uploading that because it was way too critical, because I was obviously like, where's the new map and all this stuff, you know? I'm still obviously disappointed a little bit because we don't have the new map, but I think there's still going to be a lot of good stuff in this season. I think it's just, I hope they just make it so it's not as dry as Season 5. That's the only thing that I'm criticising this season, or, well, the next season of, is I hope it's not going to be as dry. I hope they're going to actually do something that, like, makes it so we'll actually play it every single day, which would be the limited time modes. Like, that's just simply how it will be. But yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Bye for now.